What's up? It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. This has been a very long process to finish this video. I started this painting back in either late November or December of last year. I saw a video from NerdForge where Martina tried to do, or she did, like a 1 hour, a 10 hour, and a 100-hour painting, and I was like, I can't imagine spending 100 hours on a painting. Can I do that? So that's what this video started as, but life happened and it's now July. And I finally finished this painting. Oh, what's my total? I realized very quickly it was not going to get anywhere near 100 hours. My final time was just over 22 hours. So I think for me to be able to spend 100 hours on a painting, it would have to be much bigger and much more detailed. But I'm really proud of this one. It's way outside my comfort zone of what I usually do with a painting, so I think it turned out really well. So this was my process. So this is now ready to go. I'm going to prime it another day. I'm not in the mood for that today, and it's a little late in the evening for that. So we're 25 minutes in, 99 hours and 35 minutes to go, right? Yeah, math. So I will see you guys another day for priming. Welcome to my kitchen. It is canvas priming day. Normally I would be using gesso if I had it, but I don't, so I'm just using this leftover gray house paint that I bought when I redid a dresser. I've got a little fan. I've got this little fan set up to help speed up the process. I will usually start with a really thick coat because it tends to soak into the canvas at first, but I will set a timer for about 30 to 45 minutes in between coats. Sandpaper, this is 100 grit, which is a little rougher than I would usually use, but it's what I've got. Okay, so this was my original sketch for this painting that I did quite a while ago as part of a proposal for an artist in residence that I was trying to turn in. But I think I'm going to expand on this a little bit, A, because I want to challenge myself, and B, because it will take more time. This is the new sketch, which is kind of hard to see, so I'm going to go over it. The chairs are a motif or a symbol, whatever you want to call it, that show up a lot in my work. Like I said, sometimes they're anthropomorphic, sometimes they're just regular objects. The short version is that they symbolize people. Sometimes me, in this case, they're more of a self-portrait. Sometimes they're just supposed to represent people in general. That's, I guess, the easiest explanation I can give you. I'm also not the kind of person that likes to sketch things out. I have no idea what kind of chair that is. I will figure that out. But I was thinking about doing this almost kind of like a comic strip sort of thing, and I will definitely have to like rearrange so there's not dead space and all that kind of stuff. This is obviously just a super rough sketch. But the piece is called Face Off. And I had this, I need to keep saving the page so I can flip back to it. This other page just has like patterns on it for crochet stuff. I literally put everything in my sketchbooks and there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. Where did that page go? So in this instance, this original sketch, it was going to be the outline of a person that was going to be a skeleton, sort of like in this kind of almost a fighting stance, but also maybe team-working stance with this sort of simplified framework of a chair. These are drawings and paintings of chairs that I used to sculpt and will probably sculpt again in the future, but they're just very bare bones, like super basic, and they're made out of steel, and they're supposed to represent a skeleton just in a chair. So it's like skeleton person, skeleton chair. But like I said, I want to challenge myself, and I wanted to kind of do like two versions of this. So down here will be a really bad rendition of what we were looking at from that previous page. Down here, and then up here, I want to do like a more realistic, well, not realistic, but a more fancy or ornate chair, and then an actual painting of myself, which is sort of terrifying, but that's partly why I'm going to do it. I'm not very good at figure work. It's never been my strong suit. Figure drawing classes were really hard. Portraits are really difficult for me. If I work at it and practice a lot, I can draw a face that looks fairly realistic. It's so difficult for me to get it to look like a person. So I'm cheating a little bit by doing profile, and I'm probably going to let my hair fall on my face a little bit for that. But this is our basic sketch that's going to happen. So I am going to take some photographs to use as references of my body in these two poses, and then start sketching things out onto the canvas itself. Hello, I have different hair. I honestly have no idea how long has gone by since the last clip that you saw, a few weeks at least. I just got busy with other videos I was working on, and winter break ended, so I was back at work, and I've just been busy doing that. And I've also been avoiding this a little bit because I'm scared of it. That's why I picked this, so that it would be challenging. And I thought about trying to do the design like on my tablet and then transfer it, but I don't have anything to project that unless I wanted to take this to the studio at school, which I don't. So I'm just gonna go old school and freehand everything on there. So that's where we're at, is the sketching phase still. Okay, so I just realized that you cannot see anything I'm drawing. Okay, I'm not sure how great you can see my progress, but hopefully at least a little bit. I'm at 1 hour and 15 minutes, and I'm actually starting to rethink this design a little bit. I really love what's happening on this side. This I have to keep moving, and I'm trying to figure out how I will get a chair here so that you know what's going on without cutting this like so far off that you can't even see it. This side's gonna be a skeleton. I don't know if I said that. I don't know. I love the cut in half, and I really love what's happening on the left side. I'm actually really proud of that sketch of me. So that's exciting. Hopefully I don't screw it up with the paint. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of rethinking things, and so I think I'm just going to leave the timer off and maybe leave this for tonight and just kind of mull it over and decide what I'm going to do with that right side. Okay, so here we have a little bit of a better view of the sketch now. I promise soon we will move out of my bedroom, and hopefully the like crazy glare and the lighting will be a little bit better and you can stop looking at my laundry hampers. So this is the kind of the same as I have shown you before. I'm still planning on doing the like diagonal chop in half. I just didn't feel the need to paint that. This side I'm still less confident about. I got everything to fit, but now the background is kind of empty, so I will just deal with that as it comes. For this version of the chair, this is the chair that I started with, like this kind of stick figure style, and it obviously, if you don't know it's a chair, like you might not know and the perspective is a little weird. I always kind of go back and forth between actually doing 4 legs or just 2 so that it's like more like a person, but because this is supposed to be like person versus chair, obviously, well, I don't know, whatever. This is supposed to be person versus chair, so I went ahead to go with 4. The skeleton still has some issues. But I was just sitting here like, I could sketch this forever and it'll never be perfect, so I just decided to go for it. I'm also trying to just not be such a perfectionist. Like, this is not meant to be a super realistic painting anyway, so I don't need this to be super perfect. I'm realizing now I'm not sure. Please ignore my list of outfits for a totally different video. I'm not sure. Something is weird like going on with this hip area. Like, I think you would see more of the hip or part of the other leg a little bit. The hand looks really small because it's supposed to be like kind of relaxed, so the foreshortening, it looked better when I was drawing it. It might still need to be a little bit bigger, but yeah, I was having trouble with the rib cage last night, and I don't know, it's fine for now. And you can see like all the lines of where I erased everything a million times. So this is where we're at for now. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I think I started to make some decisions about color palette, but I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see. Yeah, so I've got this part done. I figured, make sure I'm not sitting in any paint. I figured I would let you see me, so I'm not just like talking while you're staring at the same thing over and over again. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think I kind of screwed myself over a little bit. I've made this so out of my comfort zone and so challenging that I am having trouble with procrastination on it. But I'm excited about it. I think it's perfect for this video, but I'm really trying to get myself to work on it. So my hope is that I have some videos planned already, so I really, really want this video to come out in May. So we'll see if that happens, but that's the plan. I do feel better now that I've finally done this part and got done with like the sketching, and I can at least start painting. So color palette wise, I was like freaking out about it for quite a while last night because I have no idea. I usually have, when I get an idea, I already kind of know what the color palette's gonna be, and I had no clue. Like I said, this is so far away from anything I've done. So I think we're gonna go for kind of like bright and crazy colors. I don't know, I've been really inspired by like Bisa Butler's quilts that she does for quite a while. I've been really into her stuff, but I love that I actually just learned the other day that she works totally from black and white portraits and then just makes the colors up, and I really like that idea of kind of just no rules and just making the colors up as I go. So I think I'm gonna take that approach, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the background, but I'm just gonna see how it goes. And like I always tell my students, you can always paint over it. Okay kids, it's June. I have no idea when the last time was that I filmed, but if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I got busy and I had surgery and everything's cool. It's summer vacation. I'm teaching online, working from home, so I am just raring to go on this. So we're just jumping in. The timeline is completely who cares anymore. And I'm just gonna go for it. Alright, here is today's progress. I am so happy with how much I got done, how it's looking. The parts that are colored are obviously not all completely done. I would say the yellow and blue armchair is pretty much finished. I want to wait for the paint to dry so I can go like add some more texture to the hair, and I might do some sort of other texture on the pants. I feel like there's something about them just like isn't quite there. I chose green for like the little stool I'm sitting on because I wanted it to kind of blend into the background. So we'll see. I think that is probably fine. I did not finish all of the red on this chair. I know it doesn't look like a chair, but it's like a stick figure, but a chair. I don't fully remember like what I did with the legs. I'm gonna have to re-sketch those out and make sure I don't mess it up. So I'm gonna let this all dry for a few days at least, maybe more like a week, and then come back and work on it some more. Okay, so it's actually only been like a week and a half, I'm happy to report, since the last time I worked on this. I've already done a little bit today. I kind of fixed up the glasses. I put like a shine on them. I went back to look at the reference photo because it didn't make sense why you couldn't see my eye, but I did that. I did the remaining details of the hair, and now I'm moving on to the skeletal chair and actual skeleton. I don't know why last time I like missed. I guess I was too close to it and I couldn't see my sketch. So gonna work on the chair first. I still have not made a decision about what color the skeleton's going to be, or I think I gave up on its second leg because I just couldn't work that out, so I need to figure that out. I'm not going for like a hyper realistic skeleton because like none of this is, but I obviously want it to at least make sense and not look like so weird. I did just remember that I was unsure about the pants on the figure, so I don't know, it's not looking quite as problematic. Not that it was problematic, I don't know. I think I just thought that the texture was too similar with the shirt, so I might kind of go back and look at that, but we'll see. Today I'm focusing on this stuff, and we'll kind of go back to that later. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to do today. My wrist has kind of been acting up, so I have it wrapped just to kind of help support it, and like I can do some stuff with both hands, but I can't really do like intense detail work with my left hand, so we're just gonna kind of play by ear and see how it goes today. Okay, here we go. If all goes well, hopefully this will be the last day and I'll be able to finish this. Let's do it. Alrighty, I think we're done. Yeah, this is the setup. That's my chair where I film and my desk where I usually work. It looks like an absolute wreck over here because I've just had this all sitting here while I've been working on it the last month or so. But yeah, I was feeling kind of unsure about it. That's kind of how it always happens, and then the couple of last minute things like really pull it together. When I came in here and started, I thought that this chair might need more highlights because you couldn't really see them from far away. But once I did this sort of like green on the skeleton, then that was the only thing in the whole piece that had that technique to it, so of course it made sense to also do it on this chair, and it took me a little bit to find the right color. I tried a couple that didn't work out, but this is not, all of this paint is not from this project, but most of the stuff on top is. But yeah, I think those two, like having that technique is really nice, and then it was so simple, but ignore all that, that's my clothes donation pile back there. This line on the jeans, I still was kind of toying with. I felt like something was missing. I felt like something about the legs was weird. I did a little bit more with the shading last time. The shape looks a little funny because the way I'm sitting on that little stool in the reference photo, like my leg is kind of hanging off it a little bit. So that's why it kind of like goes up like that, which I think that's fine, but like I didn't want to go in and do like a texture. I just couldn't figure out what to do. And so I was like, well, what if I at least, like, I'm wearing jeans in the photo, so I was like, what if I just include, you know, the seam that goes up your jeans? And I think that adds so much to it. So once this dries, I'll hang it up and nice and show it to you what it looks like on the wall, and we'll finally wrap it up. It's finished. I wanted to at least hang it up and give you an idea of what it looks like on a wall. I don't know if it's gonna stay here because I love the colors of it in here, but, and it fits in the space okay, but I kind of realized like it's sort of a self-portrait, and like, is it weird to have a self-portrait in your bedroom? So I don't know if it's gonna live here or not, but it is for now because it's big and I don't know where to put it. So we'll see what happens with that. But like I said, I'm really proud of how it turned out. Figure work is always really hard for me. There's kind of a glare on it, but yeah, this was a fun one. It was fun to challenge myself. I definitely look forward to doing it again. I always say this, but I know I don't do art videos on here a ton, but I would like to do more. So if you like this one, make sure you give a like and subscribe so you can see more of these videos in the future. I post videos 2 to 3 times a month. Thanks so much for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.